Crank that sound or grab your earbuds. It's time for Artist Direct on FM 100.5, your inside scoop on the music scene. Brought to you by Singing Hammers Construction.
I was open all night long, but you never threw me the ball. I was at home ready to go, but you decided not to make the call. But darling, it's alright, we all doing what we gotta do. I sure as hell don't wanna hurt nobody, so forgive me if I'm bothering you. People out in the streets today, man, they buried in their telephones. We used to know how to greet a stranger, but it seemed like them days are gone. Still, no use in being a technophobe. The future's coming and it's coming fast. Don't wanna live in the digital world, honey. I'm gonna be stuck in the past, yeah, I'm stuck in the past. I'm stuck in the past. I'm gonna be stuck in the past. You go ahead, create your digital self. I'm gonna be stuck in the past. Old-fashioned analog. My eyes are so tired of computer screens. And darling, I need to see your face to really understand what you mean. It's so easy to get distracted by the circus on the broadcast. Don't wanna be inundated with images, so I'm gonna be stuck in the past. Yeah, I'm stuck in the past. Stuck in the past. I'm gonna be stuck in the past. You go ahead, create your digital self. I'm gonna stay stuck in the past. Oh, one fine sunny day, you're gonna throw your TV off the roof. It might hurt a little at first, but pretty soon you'll be happier. You find yourself closer to the truth. Take a look around, you can see the truth. We used to know how to smell the wind. We used to know how to read the sky. But these days, man, you ain't gotta know nothing. You got that gal Siri as your tour guide. But darling, it's alright, we all doing what we gotta do. I sure as hell don't wanna hurt nobody, so forgive me if I'm bothering you while I'm stuck in the past. Stuck in the past. Yeah, I'm gonna be stuck in the past. Don't wanna be inundated with images, so I'm gonna be stuck in the past. Yeah, stuck in the past. Stuck in the past. I'm gonna stay stuck in the past. You go ahead, live in the digital world. I'm gonna be stuck in the past. Yeah, I'm stuck in the past.
That was awesome.
Artist Direct here on FM 100.5 with Paul Lawrence in studio, stuck in the past and right here in the present. How you doing, Paul?
I want to hear about that song. How did that song come about? Because it was very beautiful.
Well, you know, I think it's just a reaction to seeing everybody. I think it's even worse in Taiwan where I live. Everybody's on their phone at all times. You know, you go for dinner and it's just parents on their phone and kids on the phone. And I know we're headed that way and there's no stopping it. But I kind of long for the 80s and the cassette boxes and
did we ever think we were going to long for the 80s?
Stuff. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Did anybody else just go to Parachute Pants? Sorry.
Yeah.
Some things I don't miss. Paul Lawrence is our in-studio guest here today. I should say before we get chatting with Paul that he will be performing in a public space this Sunday. There's been a little change, and actually even tomorrow night too. Tomorrow night you're going to be in Prairie
du Chien at the tavern.
At the tavern.
Downtown Prairie.
Hi, Patrick. So go say hi to Patrick and everybody at the tavern. It's a great place, and I know this is our listening area. A lot of you folks are over there. So Paul will be playing there tomorrow. And then Sunday, you and Lou Klimisch will be playing at the Courtyard and Cellar.
Yep.
What
that's
time
right.
are you guys playing on Sunday?
4 p.m. It's a 4 p.m. Sunday kind of happy hour show.
Cool.
Yeah, so excited about that. Excited to be back at the Courtyard.
Okay, so now we got to go back to what, because John was asking the questions.
Yeah.
Mr. Millennial here.
So stuck in the past. Do you have a smartphone, Paul?
I do not. I can say that I have an old flip phone. Here's my old flip phone.
Now you sound like Keith Lesmeister, who I know originally was bringing you in on Sunday. You know, he had to upgrade because they didn't service his flip phone anymore.
Yeah, so I am still rocking the flip phone.
Hey, that's okay.
Now I am a little bit of a hypocrite. I do have a Facebook page, but
who doesn't?
That's not a hypocrite. That's just called moderation.
You gotta. I know you gotta be part of the scene, so you can't.
I have a 23-year-old friend with a flip phone, so trust me, it's okay.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah.
I give
Even
him a
Radio
big
Bob
thumbs
still
up.
has a flip phone. I don't know what's going on here.
It's more affordable.
So here's one of the interesting things. You were talking about the fact that everybody where you live is on the phone. You, although from our Midwestern area, you're from, what, northern Minnesota?
I graduated from UMD. I grew up in southern Wisconsin.
I knew there was the Wisconsin-Minnesota connection. But you're not living anywhere near us now.
No, I live in Taiwan. Yeah.
Oh,
So
how is that?
The east coast of Taiwan. Teach English over there. Been over there for about 8 years, and just really love it over there. And
So what precipitated that move in the first place? Because that's I've always wanted to find that out.
Actually, a Luther grad friend of mine went over there for a couple years, and then he kind of clued me in, so to speak, and he said you'd like it. So I gave it a shot. I thought I'd be there for 1 year. I signed a 1-year contract, and then that was in 2008.
And
So
10 years. That's insane.
Yeah.
What's the music culture like in Taiwan?
You know, it's quite different. I love the East Coast indigenous music. I live on the East Coast of Taiwan, and we have a lot of indigenous singers who I am lucky enough to know and sing with and perform with sometimes. But there isn't quite the vibrant music scene as we have in the States, especially, Minneapolis, and even Decorah has an amazing music scene. It's not quite the same. People like music, but there's not quite the high energy. It's a little more difficult to find really good venues to play at. Yeah, there are some. And there's, and I'm lucky enough to be able to play some of these cool places. But yeah, it's not quite the feeling, the same feeling.
So what does that do for you as a musician, as a performer, as someone who has made it part of your life to express yourself through what you write and what you sing? Does that squelch your passion a little bit?
Well, it makes it more challenging for sure.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'm singing to audiences who don't speak English. And so I have to learn how to sing in Chinese. I did write a few songs in Chinese, and I've learned.
Oh my gosh! Please, can you do like a little portion of one?
Sure.
Like just like a little. You don't like just. I just like. What does that sound like?
Well, let's see here.
I love this. By the way, while you're doing that, I have to tell you, I traveled in an organization once, and there was a group of 10 of us that were hired to perform at the last New Year's Eve in Hong Kong. So we were on stage. It was their big MTV production, and it was huge. They had stars, they had people, they had guards everywhere, and we're on stage, and we had to learn to sing a song. Now I'm not going to remember if it's Cantonese or Mandarin. I can't remember which one it was. I can't remember a lick of it. We literally memorized just enough to get through that day, and then I can't. So I'm always excited to hear what another American can do with a different language.
Well, I wanted to take a Chinese class in high school, so this is actually kind of makes up for it. Yeah,
Okay.
This would be a nice education.
All right. Well, I'll do
Give me the part of one,
I'll
yeah.
just do a part of one here. This is called 大家不好意思.
Yes.
大家不好意思，又是一个外国人。 你们都不要走。大家不好意思，就会说不好听的话。我们还不是很熟，大家不好意思，我没有大声的乐团，我们只是聊一聊。大家不好意思，我没有重要的故事，还是可以跳跳舞。可是我希望我唱完的时候，我们都知道我想要说什么。但是我希望我唱完了的话，你们会明白我的意思是什么。
That was beautiful.
Okay,
I like
wait.
that.
You said boo-how a few times, which means not well.
Right.
Not good.
Right, wow, your Chinese
I took a
so
Chinese
good.
class when I was in high school at Fargo, North Dakota. Yeah.
So I gotta say, I had no idea what you were saying, but nonetheless, well,
that one part. He said it over. He said boo-how a few times. I was like, oh, it's not good. They're not doing good. Someone's not doing well.
But nonetheless, I was really moved by that song, and it really says something about music. With that, no matter what language you speak, I mean, if
it was amazing, right?
Yeah, it was like the feeling that you bring to it could mean so much that you know.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
The roughly translates. The first line says, "Excuse me, everybody. Sorry, it's another foreigner."
Oh,
And
that's
usually-
so good.
And
I would've
usually I
never
get a
guessed
good
that.
laugh from, if it's a good audience, I'll get a good laugh from that one, because it's kind of like, there are a fair amount of foreigners who kind of perform around Taiwan,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, sorry, here comes another one, you know.
You know, did you have because now that you've been there 8 years, do you have people that you can rely on to say, all right, I'm not native, so I want you to run through this? Does anything seem really weird? Because it's also a language which has tonal, so the differences is singing it. They have to sort of understand what you're saying a little bit, right?
Yeah, and you know, it's a challenge for the performers there to find a balance between singing their music in English,
Yeah.
but also trying to connect with the audience. Some of them just don't try at all, and they just say, you know, I'm just going to do my English songs. We're going to do whatever we do. And there's a handful, not many, who try to sing in Chinese.
Do you get more respect, do you think, when you try to sing in Chinese?
I think so, yeah, for
Somewhat.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially some of the song choices, you know, I play some old, kind of musty, old folk songs.
Yes.
And so I kind of like that.
That makes me happy.
Cool.
We have Paul Lawrence here in studio on Artist Direct FM 100.5, of course brought to you as always by our friends at Singing Hammers Construction, who I guarantee are loving this right now. Taiwan, 8 years. How has that put a hold on what music is getting out here, or has it enhanced and encouraged what you're doing? Because you had a lot of collaborations here. Mm-hmm. I was thinking like Nick Foydick, Greta,
Yep.
like all the folks that worked on your was Jake?
Yep.
Manders
Jake
on there?
Manders.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be able to record with several really good musicians from
Yeah.
the city's area. And so I don't have that same luxury in Taiwan to play with, you know, a lot of different talented musicians. They come and go a lot. There's a lot of turnover, you know, so people will move to Taiwan. It's like, oh, great, this great guitarist moved to town, and then, you know, 10 months later, they're gone.
Because they came for a year like you intended.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
So, no, it is a little bit of a challenge, but I do have more freedom as a performer. I do a lot of solo shows there, and don't have to worry about, you know, rehearsal time and stuff like that. So there is a little bit of a upside to it. But yeah, I do miss collaborating with people and doing shows. When I'm back in the States, I try to book shows with my friends.
Right.
Because it's such a joy to play with them and hear them as well.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself coming back to the U.S. in the near future, or are you thinking long-term in Taiwan?
Well, you never know. If we can find something worthwhile in terms of a full-time job back here in the States, but I love my job over there. I teach and have a really good schedule, and I work at a great school, and so it's kind of hard to give that up.
That's so cool, though. I love it. Do you have an opportunity to work with any Taiwanese musicians?
Yep. Yeah, actually, I used to play with an indigenous fellow named Samson, this long-haired fellow who would give you just these big hugs when he would come up to you, and he was a drummer.
Is he from the Bible? Is it that Samson?
It's funny you asked that because he actually is a pastor at a Christian church in Hualien, Taiwan.
Okay, well planned.
He's this cool guy, and he's a good drummer. I used to play with him from time to time, but yeah, not any kind of like full-time like bands or anything like that. Yeah, it's kind of tough.
No, I just think it's so interesting. I expats are always fascinating to me anyway because they've chosen to make their livelihood and their living, living and their life in a land where they will always be foreign.
Yeah.
So there's an exotic every day, which can have great benefits, but it can also sort of wear on you sometimes, I imagine.
Sure.
Where it's like everything, every day, I just want to go to the Hy-Vee or the, like...
Yeah, some of the things that I remember telling my friends, some of the things that used to be really charming the first few years start to get annoying after a while because it's like...
You tell me like one thing.
In Taiwan, you don't just put your garbage out in a garbage can on the street. It comes at a certain time every day, and they play classical music really loud, and so they blast like Mozart. Yeah, it's like the ice cream truck.
As they're taking out your garbage?
So they come around, and you have to toss it into the back of the truck.
Wow.
Which is a huge improvement of their old system, but yet, if you're doing something at that time, you might miss the garbage truck, or you have to run down to the street. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness, that's so unique.
Yeah, and then it's really loud when you get down there and they're blasting. It's a little out of tune on these speakers in the garbage truck. And I used to love it. It used to be kind of fun and cute, and now it's just kind of like, why can't they just have a garbage can somewhere?
I will never tell you that you should have a smartphone, but man, I would love to see your own cell video of you taking out the trash. I mean, updates like that on Facebook, I think I'd be stuck to your page.
Giving garbage some class. I like it.
Yeah.
And a little irritation.
Irritation, yeah.
We're here with Paul Lawrence again. Paul is going to be at the Tavern in Prairie du Chien tomorrow night, and then also in Decorah at the Courtyard and Cellar on Sunday with Lou Klimisch. Are you solo on Saturday?
Yep.
And then with Lou on Sunday, starting at 4. So we want to make sure you guys have an opportunity. I know that the Courtyard and Cellar has put an event on Facebook, so you can check it out there. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call. But is there a place that folks can go, maybe that are just being introduced to you, that could get your music still right now, even though you are in Taiwan?
Yep. So you can go to Paul Lawrence Music on Facebook.
Yep.
I have a Facebook page, and then there are links there to my Bandcamp page, and I have some music that's available in a digital format. And my new album, I have 4 tracks that are available from that, and then after a couple more weeks or months go by, I'm going to put the rest of the album on there digitally. But right now I'm still trying to sell some old-fashioned CDs.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's the Harley Sam Sings, right?
Yep.
That's the new one?
Yep, and I brought you guys one too.
Oh,
you're awesome.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, we'll play it.
Yeah, there you are.
For
That
sure.
is great. So I want to also ask, how is it in Taiwan in terms of spreading your music around to people? Like, do they use social media? Do they use like word of mouth? Like, what's that like?
Yep, I do a lot of stuff on Facebook and email.
Okay.
And yeah, once you sort of make a connection and you can get into a venue, then you're pretty much on the list, kind of. And once you're on the list and you contact them, and they're really good about staying on top of things, being organized, and setting up things nicely. It's kind of similar to the United States, where there's always a handful, and Jenny knows, there's a handful of venues where it's kind of like, what's going on here, and who's in charge?
Yeah.
Yep.
But for the most part, yeah, it's people find out about stuff the same way.
Right.
And I would say even in Taiwan, it's more sort of smartphone centric, and yeah, people are really glued to it. So it's actually been refreshing back in the United States here to, just be at a pub or a bar and people just having a conversation and hanging out. I actually find that to be refreshing in a positive way, because
and wanting to buy your CD instead of just not that there's anything wrong with the digital download, but it's nice to hold something. Isn't it?
Physical. Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
So this is the new one.
That's the new one.
A Dance on the Dust, We're Bound to Bite.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
I actually was fascinated. I looked in right away inside this album, and I see already that it looks like you worked with folks in the U.S. and in Taiwan to make this.
Yeah, there's a couple tracks on there that I did in Hualien, Taiwan, with an old guitar playing friend of mine, another local guy, and he helped me out with just a couple tracks, and we did it sort of in his old, really tiny little studio, and so it was kind of fun to do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
The majority was recorded up in St. Cloud, Minnesota, with John Hammond. He's a great producer and really good sound guy, and so that was really fun. And a couple tracks we did in Taiwan as well.
That's awesome. It's so international.
It is.
Paul Lawrence trying to stay all down to earth, but just jet setting all over the world. Look at him.
I like the CD cover. Are you walking in a desert, Paul? Where's that taking place?
That's in the Great Sand Dunes National Park, I think now, out in Colorado.
Yeah.
It used to be a national monument. I think it's now a full national park. I'm not sure, but Great Sand Dunes out in Colorado. I love that place, and just a great
and then Minnesota sled in the back, right?
Yeah, that's up in northern Minnesota with my mom. Photo credits go out to Romy. She took those photos. So we might even have someone listening in Taiwan right now as well.
Cool. What time is it in
Wait,
Taiwan right now?
how do we say hello?
Ni hao.
Oh, that's right.
大家好.
大家好, ni hao.
大家好,
And
ni
I learned
hao.
how to say.
大家好 is hello everybody.
So I learned in high school that you're supposed to say, 你吃饭吗?
你吃饭? 你吃饭了吗?
Have you had rice yet?
Yeah, did you eat yet?
Oh, it sounds like meet your mama.
And is it ni hao like how are you?
Ni hao is hello, and ni hao ma,
ni hao ma
is how are you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Bu hao.
Boo hao to you too.
Oh, that means not good.
I forgot how to say good though. How?
很好.
Do they say konnichiwa? Is that
No, that's Japanese.
Oh, darn it. What time is it in Taiwan right now? Is it late enough where they...
I think it's going to be 9:30 at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So
well...
people are listening to us as they go to bed.
Yeah.
Hello, friends across the globe, and we have Paul Lawrence in studio. We do need to let him go.
Sure.
He's got a lot going on, but we're just so glad you're here.
Thanks
you
for
know
having
you can
me.
come back and visit anytime you're
Thanks for having me.
back in the States. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
The next song we're going to hear before we let you go is what?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to play a new song here. I wrote this right before I left Taiwan.
So it's not even on the record.
No, this one's not on the record.
Is this the first time on the airwaves?
Yes.
Would this
for
be an
sure.
exclusive?
This
A
is
lost
kind of
record.
I feel like if we were in Taiwan, we'd do this. Because it's like the Chinese garbage trucks coming through, letting people know.
Okay.
Well, and this song mentions Decorah by name, so I figured I'm in Decorah. I got to play
There
it.
you go. That deserves another ding ding.
That's really cool. It's Paul Lawrence here on Artist Direct, FM 100.5. Remember to see him Prairie at the Tavern on Saturday and at the Courtyard and Cellar with Luke Limish on Sunday. Thanks, Paul.
Well, I'm leaving my Formosan home. I'm gonna fly right off of this island, back to the place where I'm from, back to the heartland. I'll touch down on the banks of Big Muddy and make my way up them northern pines, down to Madtown to see my buddies. Oh, it's been a long time. You know that feeling you get when you see some old friends, and it's been a long time. I'll mosey over to them driftless bluffs and feel the magic in Decorah, where if you've been drinking way too much, they got a white line painted for you. I'll cross the Chippewa on my way to Duluth and let the big lake cool me on down. I read the classics in search of the truth, but I'm still not sure what I found. Yes, I used to believe we were living proof, but now the past is coming back around. There's a forest in them Itasca hills that hides a treasure known to a few. And if you wanna hear the loons sing, let's take this canoe. And when it's time for leaving again, let's manage ourselves a smile. Whatever happens, this ain't the end, no. Always have a little while. Well, how can there be such a thing as the end when love never goes out of style?
Thanks for listening to Artist Direct on FM 100.5, your inside scoop on the music scene. Tune in again next Friday for another Artist Direct, brought to you by Singing Hammers Construction.